Hello, greetings, and good morning from my side here in Nigeria, and from wherever you are across the world. Greetings. Welcome to a new week, and by my dates, today is the 19th of July. Yes, 19th July 2021. I must say the year is really running fast, and before you know it, we go into the September month. No, it's just remaining one more month, which is August, and then we move to September. And then before you know it, we're out of the year 2021. Time is running fast. And as time runs fast, the TBC community is also in a race for global adoption. And trust me, we are going to achieve it. Quickly, I want to give a shout out to everyone who has been diligent in watching my broadcasts, watching my videos. I do appreciate the effort, and I also appreciate those who have been giving me a thumbs up. I really do appreciate. And that means you guys love me and you acknowledge of my broadcasts. I do appreciate that. Now, today I'm here to give us another broadcast. Have you checked it out in the TBC community that a whole lot is happening at the same time? And it's happening so fast, so fast, you know. And I'm going to actually peruse through a few of those things. And then after that, I think that will be all. And I'll come again tomorrow to give us another update. So, like I said, title Thinking Out Loud of a Government by the People and for the People. TBC so far is raising up 1 million billionaires and 1 billion millionaires, which are going to be a group of self governed individuals. Now, there is a whole lot that we are going to discuss very briefly. We're not going to take so much time, but I believe the information will be passed across properly. So, on that ground, let me share my screen and then show us a few things. You know, so screen now being shared. All right. Now, let me move into our content, our Kringle Cash content. First of all, let me refresh my page to see what content we have. Now, one good thing I love is that these numbers are growing and growing steady. And these numbers are depleting and are depleting fast. You know, they are depleting and they are depleting fast. Now, the principle upon which these numbers will appreciate is when you agree with our terms and conditions and then you become a member within our Kringle Private Society. That's when you benefit of every privilege, every um, offer that we are giving out. And then, as long as you have opted in to side with the TBC community, side with the private society, then you are proof from the elites. You are protected from the elites' control because you have willfully complied with our system in the Kringle Private Society. And depending on where you want to take part in this distribution phase, there are going to be three options. Let me say it again. In this distribution phase, there will be three options. There will be the billionaires, there will be the millionaires, and there will also be the starter. Now, let's have a look at the starter. On the starter grounds, why is it called starter? Starter is because it gives you an opportunity to grow. That's why it's called starter. It gives you an opportunity to grow into either being a billionaire or being a millionaire, depending on your level of what interaction with the system and how you are able to influence others into joining the system. Now, when they pay the subscription fee, you get a 50% of it, and then you climb from there into becoming a millionaire or over time building into becoming a billionaire. I think for someone who is willing to succeed and doesn't have any cash, the person can start up under the starter level and then spread the good news, and then get people to get comply into the system, and they grow. From there, they become millionaires, and then with the same level of influence which they're able to build, they become billionaires. Now, I want to be very clear about the starter level. It's called starter because when we get to our economy phase, there will be nothing like starter level. Let me repeat myself. When we get to our economy phase, no, let me be precise. When we get to our membership of 1 billion, there will be nothing like starter levels. Every member in the TBC community can enjoy a free gift now that we are still in the distribution phase. When we have gotten to our membership of 1 billion, you may not enjoy that opportunity anymore. Let me repeat myself. When we get to our membership of 1 billion, you will not enjoy the opportunity of being a starter. To be very clear, we are looking at 1 billion active members, from which 1 million will be billionaires and the others will be billionaires. It will comprise of 1,111,111. This will comprise the TBC community, and the billionaires will be the ones to become the banks, which will supply TBC, Kringles, as the case may be, to their clients, in this case, the millionaires who would need it to provide jobs at 100% for their employees. So, what does this now imply? It simply means if you are a member in this community and you allow our membership base to grow into 1 billion without doing nothing, that free gift will not apply to you when we get to our 1 billion status, because our numbers will stop appreciating as soon as we are 1 billion, and then that's it. Now, any other person added after 1 billion will not improve the worth of our coin. It becomes 1 billion grains of gold. Whatever the worth of 1 billion grains of gold is in the market, that becomes our worth. So a new member coming in will not enjoy any free gift. Instead, they become employees of the system. Of course, the millionaires and the billionaires would have been adequately trained by the administration, especially the billionaires, because they will take over from the administration, more precisely, the core team and the mass adoption team. So they are the ones that would administer the system and do it effectively and excellently. Where there are people who are not properly carrying out their responsibilities as billionaires, will need to be replaced. So there will be no room for dilly-dallying. There will be no room for slacking. There will be no room for laziness. Remember our principle, meritocracy. So in conclusion, some of us who are there who have free gifts and see our gifts grow, it's a good one. But please bear in mind that once our membership gets to 1 billion, we are looking at 1 billion active members. If you are in the community, you are not among the 1 billion active members, you will not benefit from the free gift again. Instead, you will now become an employee of the system. You would now have to buy Kringle coins from either the billionaires or the millionaires, depending on where you want to interact. But then, as the system moves, presently, two systems are prevailing now. One is the economy, the other one is distribution. The distribution is having upper hand because we are still on the billionaire level. Now, when we get to the millionaire level, the economy phase will have upper hand because it is those who are in the economy, who are in the billionaire level, who will contribute the bulk of the money to keep the system running. The millionaires will also do reasonable contributions, but it will be half of that of the billionaires. So it's going to work in synergy, okay? So as it works in synergy, those who will become employees in our full economy phase or in our global adoption phase or when we have reached 1 billion, you will only be able to be employed. The millionaires will create more than enough jobs. and then you can go ahead and interact with them, possibly pledging allegiance to them from a particular time to a particular time, either full time or you work online, either way. Now, the system is coming more online oriented because three things are happening by the elites. There is automation, there is um, there is robotics, and there is artificial intelligence. They are the ones now prevailing over the present system. And you and I can see these things happen. So, as we build this membership, the system will be characterized by these three things I have mentioned. TBC members who are also millionaires will leverage on that kind of concept to still create jobs. So the idea of coming to work and going back to work from maybe 8 to 4, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. may not apply in the nearest future. We're talking of in the next 2, 3, 4, 5 years. It wouldn't apply. So most of the work will become soft works. So millionaires will employ billionaires and pay them. Millionaires, sorry, will employ staff, which are going to be the rest of humanity, and pay them with 100% Kringle coins. So I have actually been able to drive my point. What's my point? If you're a member in the community, nothing is free. At this point, you can have the starter level with free gifts, and then you can build from there. There is no room for wastage in the TBC community. That you're having that free gift, do not think you just keep it, fold your hands, we get to 1 billion members, and you didn't pay a single dime of subscription fee at any point, and you just felt, well, I'm entitled to the coins. It's not going to apply when we get to our economy phase. Like I said, you will become by default an employee of the system because an opportunity was given to you to build upon it and you did not. You handled it with kid gloves. So the consequences will play out when that time comes. Now, to buttress my point, I am actually um, I actually want to show us this particular picture. This is the mature community structure where there will be 1,111,111 billionaires with at least one TBC. And then there will be 1,110,000,000 with at least 0.001 TBC or Kringle coins. So this is going to form up the active members of the community. So if you are among this category, whether you're in the billionaire or in the millionaire, and you have a free gift, you will choose because the system has already said, what do you want to be? Do you want to be a billionaire or you want to be a millionaire? You will choose. If you choose billionaire, good for you. You pay the required efforts because it's not just going to be a subscription fee. Other things will apply, such as bringing in merchants. Secondly, do your part. If you want to be a millionaire, then that means you will create jobs. Now, there will be more responsibility over time in the hands of the millionaires because the billionaires will work to a point where it has become globally adopted and they just relax. And their responsibility is to keep giving out TBC or Kringles to those who need it, which are the millionaires. There was never a place that said starter in this category. Instead, employees. These employees will be able to interact with these millionaires. These employees at that point, TBC would have become so invaluable and there will be no free gifts even in Freetown. Instead, it becomes being paid at 100% Kringle coins. Please be informed about these things. Now, let's go to the last thing. I was talking about having a government by the people and for the people. We've already read through this content. Those of us who has not done so, please do well to read through this content. I talked about it in this weekend. Fortunately, it was on the blog. So if you can, do well to read through this content or refer to the blog. You know, it's actually a very short content. This and Nigeria, and then the country, and then your town. I've actually joined the assembly. Do well to also watch this video. This video matters a whole lot. It will give you proper understanding. There is so much content that is in this our TBC community. There is so much content which so many people are not reading through. I want you to understand that TBC will be the new government over time. And I am not mixing words, I am not putting water in my mouth. You are hearing me loud and clear. And the best thing you do for yourself or to yourself is to join us. And if you have a dream of changing this world, I think the opportunity is now. Because for every day that passes by and you choose to go your own way, you are missing out of the great offer that we are giving you. Now, I'll read only this. I'll just read this. Then I'll tell you what the elites think of us and of any system that wants to rival them. Remember, the elites don't like competition, and that's where their undoing comes in. They don't want any system that will rival them or any system that will stand side by side their own. But we are not going to rival them. Of course, we've defined our terms. We are a private community, not having anything to do with their system at all. We using the coin market cap system, the coins we use in the Kringle Society is not under their jurisdiction. And for as long as possible, provided they have not shut down the coin market cap, we will continue to use some of those coins to keep our system running. We already know what those coins are. We'll read this, then I'll talk about something and I will call it quit for today. Remember, if you are not yet a member and you are watching my videos, you love my videos, you are afraid, it's good you sign up. The links are below. Just sign up, reach out to me on WhatsApp, and allow me to guide you. I believe if I give you professional education and guidelines on how to bring in merchants and do the necessary, you will make it. It's not going to come so easy, but it is worth it. If you're able to try and keep up with that effort, consistency will break the hardest rock that anyone can imagine. All right, let me read out this. It has already been addressed, but then I did that on Saturday. But listen to this content, and then that will be all. Filling out the short form below could lead you into the biggest thing that could ever happen in your life. You have been invited to form an assembly for either your country, your state, or your city, as the case may be. Assemblies are a lawful form of government by the people. LifeForce has promised to fund and support all official assemblies that get properly ratified in the Hall of Records. By popular demand, within the mass adoption team of the TBC community, we have taken this invitation to heart from LifeForce and will immediately gather our members in their respective areas to form assemblies out of our active membership. Funds will be issued directly to the assemblies through the banking system. Let me say that again. Funds will be issued directly to the assemblies through the banking system, and the funds available are massive. They are huge. Assemblies have power. LifeForce has recognized the authority vested in properly formed assemblies. Fill out the form below to receive suitable guidance on how to form an assembly in your area, and this power can be yours. We are forming assemblies, and I think for now, what is just required of you is being an active member, filling out this form, and joining the assembly. Do not take this opportunity for granted, because shortly, once the assemblies has been formed and then the first funding is given to the first assembly, it now becomes obvious that yes, we are ready to take the world by storm. We are tired of the elite system and their grip and control over us. They have been doing it in ignorance. We have been complying ignorantly. And if we do not act and then take power by force, power is not given, it's taken by force. And that force has to be with intelligence, or else, once you are tagged an terrorist organization, because they are very fond of doing that, once that's done, well, a number of people will begin to look at you in a funny way. In our meetings last week, we talked about idioism, or yeah, some said idiocracy or something like that. Now, that's what you call self-governance. I looked it up on Google, and look at what Google said. Now, this is idiocracy, idioism, something like that. Now, I think I am right. I think I am not wrong. But now, look at what Google about what we intend doing. They're actually saying that this thing we are doing, idiocracy refers to a government formed of people considered stupid, ignorant, or idiotic. The question I ask myself is, what makes this system of self-governance stupid? You see, they don't like human beings to think independently. They don't want human beings to think outside the box. They have created a box and put everyone, and it's your mind. Now, that's the reason why anything that wants you to think outside the box or self-govern yourself as the original way your creator made you to be, they speak against it. Everybody knows Google. Everybody thinks Google is a search engine. Well, Google is modeled in such a way that they program you to think in a particular direction. As long as I'm concerned, we are building a system based on self-governance. We are helping you to explore your own self and understand your strengths as an individual, and then come together to become a formidable system, which is what we are building. But I really do not understand why Google will wake up and then say that what we are doing is a crazy thing. They don't want any human being to wake up and say, well, we want to think independently. We want to think outside the box. That's why they created your government, to hold you down and make you think based on their rules, regulations, and policies. Well, I hope we make a good choice. Let's unite and let's make TBC a success. All right, the last thing I'll talk about is the app. Let's look at the app. The app is actually making a whole lot of sense. I want to actually open it and then see how well we are doing, because so far so good. We are building our membership into 1 billion, and our food subsidy center will be one of the major things that will break the camel's back. TBC will become globally adopted very, very soon. And the avenue we intend using to achieve this is this our local food subsidy centers that will be set up across the world. Stay tuned with us. Become an active member. Either you go monthly or you go yearly. The choice is yours. But don't fold your hands and do nothing. The thing is loading, and shortly it will finish loading. I want to actually peruse through the contents of those who are paying. I think we're about 4,000 plus. Very soon we'll get to 5,000 plus. Soon, 6,000, 7,000, 10,000, 20,000, 50,000. And the people who will be active here are all going to be people that are active members in the community. Those who will take part in downloading this app will all be active members over time. They may not be active now, but soon they will. Now it has opened, and our members so far is 4,746. And I'll quickly read out the countries that really are giving record highs. One of which is Philippines. Philippines has numbers of 126. Cameroon is doing well, 201. United States are just waking up, 10. And Nigeria, 572. And we are moving fast. Very soon we'll get to 1,000 and more. Botswana, they are just coming up. Ghana, 231. Now India is 1,725. India is actually a poor country, but you see, it's about your mind. These people are awake and they are willing to make this successful. So it's not about your background, it's not about your financial status, it's about the will to succeed, being a billionaire or a millionaire in the TBC community. Now, another country that is doing well is Ivory Coast, 771. So far, these are the countries that matter most. And if the food subsidy centers will start, listen to the ones that are likely going to start up first. 1, India. 2, Ivory Coast. 3, Nigeria. 4, Cameroon. 5, Philippines. And 6, Ghana. Now, I am seeing it from here. I am not actually saying it from my head. It's actually in this particular food subsidy center application. Do well to look at it. If you haven't downloaded it, download this app. And together, let's get to where we're supposed to get to. because TBC is going to make the difference. I'll stop at this point. So those of us who have watched or will watch my video, do well to subscribe to my channel if you haven't. Give a thumbs up if you also haven't. And also click on the notification bell so that next time I'm live, you would get the notice. Thank you very much. So till I come your way again tomorrow, cheers and God bless you. Bye for now.